Warmth, convenience, affordability, and ample parking. With a knowledgeable funeral director and compassionate staff, the Gates family and the Gates Funeral Home and Crematory are ready to assist you.
You can go to Big Box Medical Office.
Now serving number 3,943.
Or,
hi, come on in. How are you feeling?
when you see doctors Paul Hartley and Mary Beth Riley, plus nurse practitioners Tara Bozek, Jessica Reckart, and Stacy Morris, you get one-on-one personal professional health care serving the area for over 3 decades. If you're looking for a primary care doctor, call Doctors Hartley and Riley at 724-437-1109 or online at ppcp.org. Or
serving number 3,940.
Are you noticing your house getting a little drafty? Use your tax refund and call Monarch Windows and Doors. Family owned and operated with over 20 years experience, Monarch Windows and Doors can make your home warm again. Monarch Windows and Doors only use their own employees, no subcontractors. They are BBB accredited and offers military discounts. Call Monarch Windows and Doors and find out what they could do for you. 412-215-8116. That's 412-215-8116. Or see Monarch Windows and Doors on Google or Facebook.
The views and opinions presented by the host, guest, or callers on this program do not necessarily represent the position of WMBS Radio. The following is a paid political presentation. Candidates may have provided all or some questions to the host and may or may not take phone calls. WMBS and the host do not endorse any political candidate on air during a paid political presentation.
This land of ours is under attack. The time has come, we're gonna take it back. Just wait and see. Don't tread on me. I won't sit back, stand idly by. Watch the heart of my nation die. Oh, not me. Don't tread on me. Don't tread on my Bible, don't tread on my guns. Don't you tread on my faith in God's only Son. Don't tread on me. Don't tread on me.
Hey everybody, this is Jon Marietta, and it's another beautiful day in Fayette County. And today's show is being brought to you by Patriot Switch, Monarch Windows and Doors, Miles' Garage and Tire Center, PatriotsOnline.com, Fayette County Recovery Storage and U-Haul, Country Motor Sales, Tactical Civics, White Mountain Logging, Solid Foundation Ministries, New Life Free Methodist Church, Highline Motorsports, Gun Owners of America, Hillbilly Jon Radio, which is on YouTube now, and we're on several other things, several other platforms, and Jon Marietta for We the People. And we're trying something brand new today. We're going to try to stream this from StreamYard. Hopefully we get things up and going. I guess we have a caller on the which one is it? No, Gina. Okay, and now we added Gina White with us, and one last sponsor for the show. It's Driscoll's Potting Shed, and they have tomato plants, pepper plants, cucumber plants, cauliflowers, and green bean plants, believe it or not. And they make arrangements all the time. They're open from Monday through Friday, 9 to 6, Saturday, 9 to 4, and Sunday, 10 to 2 in the summertime. I got a special person here with me today, but I wanted to start out with, and I've been busy with all this highly technical things here, so we might have to go back to that. But anyways, I have Brett Boland with me, and Brett is known as Hi, Brett.
How we doing, John?
We're doing good. You know we are.
I love it, and I love being in studio. It's been an honor to the call-in from the road. Many of your fans know that Ohio Brett, you can follow me at ohiobrett.com, OHIOBRETT.com. But it's great to be in Uniontown, PA today, and I love it. I've been blessed to go to all 50 states in 2022 in person. All praise be to God, all 50 states in 2023. And with my football background, having played college football for Nick Saban, I got my ankles taped, I'm stretched, and willing to go back out again to all 50 states in 2024 to encourage, recruit, get funds out to the team at the local level. And I love being next to a big all-star here. John, I love everything that you do.
Well, we've been working on this, and Gina's on the line too, and she's been working hard with us in recent.
Hi, Don.
And we can hear her. I guess we're going to have to start out with one of my favorite quotes, because I'm looking for something. I'm looking for something in particular here. It was about the verse in the Bible about a mustard seed, but we're gonna quote Thomas Jefferson today. God, who gave us life, gave us liberty. Can the liberties of a nation be secure when we have removed a conviction that these liberties are the gift of God? Indeed, I tremble for my country when I reflect that God is just and that his justice cannot sleep forever. That's where we're at. I tell you what, it seems like I've worked twice as hard the last 2 days that I've had in a long time. And Brett's going to be with us tonight, and he's going to be at Solid Foundation Ministries, and at 6:00. And I tell you what, if you got time, come on over.
Come on down. I'll be excited. And thank you, John, for sharing that scripture. I'll share Jeremiah 33:3. Call unto me, and I will answer thee, and show thee great and mighty things which thou knowest not. Everybody knows where the church is at tonight, where we're going to be at tonight at 6?
Yeah, I think so. It's in Vanderbilt. It's top of the hill, and it's Solid Foundation Ministries. It's West Lason Ring. I apologize. It's West Lason Ring. So you just go to where you just go to the real wide turn and turn right and go up to the top of the hill. If you're coming from Connellsville, if you're coming from the other direction, you just go straight up over the hill.
Any high schools in the area?
Oh, there's always high schools.
Get those high school football coaches. I got my football. We'll do tackle drills. It'll be a fundraiser in the parking lot after I share my faith-based testimony and the gospel of Jesus Christ. Who doesn't need that? And all are welcome. That's one of the great things, John, of going to all 50 states in 2022 and 2023 in person, is I get invited to speak all over. Whether it's the public high school where I'm sharing choices, decisions, and consequences, or if I get to speak at a men's Bible study or a women's Bible study or at a church, then I can share my faith-based testimony. But the great thing about America at the local level is that there are two teams, John. There's good and there's evil. And the local level people are really resonating on those politicians who are following the Constitution and honoring the God of the Bible, because you can't deny America, this great republic, was founded on the God of the Bible, our Father who art in heaven, and his one and only Son, Jesus Christ, who was sent to destroy the works of the devil.
And you were in Columbus this morning, right?
I was in Columbus, OHIO, and I'm going to be coming back in the area. I got to go get a Nears game. Shout out to my family that lives in Morgantown, West Virginia, evidently Uniontown, PA. It's Nears country. I know there's some Pittsburgh Panthers and some Penn State fans, I have no doubt. I believe there's probably a couple Scarlet and Gray fans here that have moved to Uniontown or making a difference. But it seems to me that it's a great sporting community, that I was one of my great speakers that I work with. John, I'm blessed to work with sports speakers all over America, and one of them is from Norwin, Pennsylvania. Have you ever heard of Norwin? The Norwin Knights. Doug Plank. He played football at Ohio State, but he went to Norwin, and he told me the story in high school. They came down to Uniontown, and evidently Uniontown takes their basketball very serious because Norwin Knights got pounded that night. Doug Plank was telling me the story, but what a great sporting community you have here in Western PA, and it's an honor for Ohio Brett to be here in studio with my favorite hillbilly, Jon Marietta.
Well, I tell you what, we have a caller on the line already, and he's becoming one of my favorite people, and I think he's going to become a mentor of mine if I let him. I think, and he'll be like you, Brett, and some other people that we're getting to meet. So, John, you're with us.
Hello, my friends in Ohio, Brett.
How we doing, brother?
Glad to hear you were on the same day. What a great time. We hadn't talked in a while. Glad to see you're still out and about and active.
Well, hey, for the audience here, Dr. Jon Diamond is one of the great Americans that is making a difference at the local level. Everything that he's doing with the John Birch Society, everything that he's doing for Brighteon and Brighteon.tv and Brighteon Radio. And I'm so thankful, forever thankful, because if it wasn't for Dr. Jon Diamond, Ohio Brett would have never got a tryout on Brighteon.tv. So, Coach Jon, Dr. Jon Diamond, thanks for putting Ohio Brett into the game.
Well, hey, you know how it is. That's the way Coach trained us up to be, right? Find players that are wanting to get in the game and get them in the game. You know, this is no time for grandstanding, no time for the follow the leader thing. It's about develop leaders, train up leaders, send them out, and let them go.
That's right. And Dr. Jon Diamond referenced one of our mentors, CoachDaveLive.com, CoachDaveLive.com. That's one of the things I do all across America. Number one, I encourage everybody to read their Bible on their own. What do you have to lose by reading the Bible? Number two, plug into CoachDaveLive.com. Number three, plug into Brighteon.tv and PPN, the Patriot Party News. And you got to plug in to the Hillbilly Jon show here. Radio is taking over, and radio will never be forgotten.
Yeah, well, actually, we all have a mutual friend, which is Dana, the Angry Citizen, and Dana's working so hard. It looks like we're going to be up on that TV platform in the near future.
Wonderful.
Now that I got this connection with Jon Diamond, Dr. Jon Diamond, and I think we can make that move towards that. The other thing is you know what, we got WMBS here, you know, AM radio station in Fayette County, and this is we're going to promote them. We're going to try to they're going to try to work with us a little bit more, and we're going to try to promote them. We had a meeting before this started.
Oh, John, we had a great meeting. WMBS 590 Radio, your local station. Ohio Brett is working on a couple behind the scenes with my favorite hillbilly, Jon Marietta. By faith, we'll be able to bring a fundraising concert to the area, and it's going to be buckle up, Uniontown. It's going to be epic. Making plans right now for 2025, and it will be an absolutely amazing opportunity for the whole town to come together. Black and white, center left, center right, all race, color, and creed will be welcome. And actually, John, I have my very first one, the Ohio Brett and Friends community concert in Toledo, Ohio, where I played college football for Nick Saban, August 25th. August 25th, it's going to be a big party in the field from noon to 8 o'clock at night. So many great musical acts, and the entire town of Toledo coming together through music.
And but anyways, this is all great stuff. This is all great stuff. We had a meeting with Brian, the station manager, for about 15-20 minutes. We're going to try to put together some things, and it's going to be a good.
It'll be a great fit, John. And while we have Dr. Jon Diamond on the phone, I think your audience would love to listen from some of his wisdom. Dr. Jon Diamond, what's your message for us in America today?
Yeah, I mean, I learned from in the media. Now, I run a news and journalism conference down in Texas every year, have for about 6 years now, and that's one of the things that we need to do. Exactly what you guys are doing is that's why I got you your show, Brett. And you know, I think Patriots ought to have their own TV show, radio show, in every county, because it's going to take a grassroots movement. We can't rely on the uniparty, the rhinos and the Democrats. You know, so unless we're getting people from the grassroots, unless we're joining together and coming together and fundraising together, that's the only way that we take this back. We got to start, as Dr. Frank says, we got to start being the government. We come to these people and we act like they're government, and we're going to kiss their shoes. No, you work for us. We hired you to do a job. That job is to secure my God-given rights. That's your only job. That's your only function. And if you refuse to do that, just like the Declaration of Independence says, we will replace you with somebody else. So that's what we need to hear today. We need to start being the government.
And John, one thing John asked me when we first started talking, he says, "Did you take an oath of office?" And I said, "I most certainly did." And he said, "What was that oath of office?" I said, "To defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of Pennsylvania." And he said, "Yeah." He said, "The problem is nobody realizes what they say when they take that oath." And I said, that's where we're at. That's where we're at. We have people that just aren't understanding. So I'm gonna let you take over, Jon. You go ahead. I know you have the message, and I'm gonna supply the pipeline today. How's that?
Yeah, I mean, you said it all right there. When we had COVID, I sat here and went into my rep's office right dead in the middle of COVID. You know, right when everybody was freaking out, and they're like, "Well, if you want to come in and see your rep, you got to wear a mask." I'm like, "Whatever." And I showed up, no mask, and walked into the back room and sat down with the rep. And once the doors were closed, he took his mask off. And I was telling him, hey, governor doesn't have any order to do any of this stuff. I said, you want us to wear a mask? You want us to shut down our businesses? You need to pass a law, right? Because executive orders don't mean diddly poo, right? We didn't elect dictators. You want us to do this stuff? You pass a law. And he was like, and then I asked him, I said, what's your job? What is your only job? And they can't answer that. I'd challenge you to sit down and with your rep and ask them that. And I said, your rep is to protect our God-given rights, period. All right, we hold these truths self-evident that all men are created equal and they're down by their creator with certain unalienable rights, and among those are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men. That when they fail to do this, it is our right and our duty to basically kick them out and put in somebody that will protect our God-given rights. So that has to be the number one entry-level question you have for any representative, any senator, any dog catcher, anybody that takes an oath. They have to know that. So we're already doing Constitution boot camps all over Ohio and Pennsylvania, tremendously successful. We started our first one in January 6th up in Erie County, Republican Party, and we have them, me and Robert Owens have them all over the place. And the people are waking up. Not only are they waking up, like through COVID and realize that our government's out of control, but now they're really starting to get back to Americanism. And that's what Americanism is. The Declaration of Independence is like the heart, and the Constitution is like the rib cage. All right, and all we want to do is talk Constitution, Constitution, Constitution. If we don't understand what it means to be an American, talking about the Constitution is not going to do you any good. The Declaration of Independence is the American statement of faith. I would ask people to read it and read it over and read it over and read it over, and then realize that the framers just put the Constitution together to protect that belief system that's in the Declaration.
Dr. John Diamond, isn't that what you just shared? Wouldn't that be so powerful in our public schools or homeschooling to read that Constitution over and over and over and over?
Yeah, and the problem is, like I said, you and me both are from Ohio. I graduated Columbus, Ohio, 83, and went in the Air Force 6 days after that. Spent 8 years in, took an oath to support and defend the Constitution. Not once was I ever required to read the Constitution in high school. So there's part of our problem. They don't want us to know the limitations on government. And then I've talked to many, many lawyers since then, and I mean, these lawyers have got 4-year law degrees. Not once have they ever taught to read the Constitution during their time in school. They read case law. They read everybody else's opinion of the Constitution. And in my first book that I wrote, Fighting the Next American Revolution in 2006, I quote Pat Robertson from CBN. He said, I spent 4 years in Yale Law School, and not once was I ever required to read the Constitution. So it's pretty simple. If we can just get these history teachers and these social studies teachers or civics teachers just to get their people to read the Declaration and read the Constitution, I think we're gonna have a heads up on it.
So Jon, I guess probably a lot of the people that are listening to you right now, they don't know that much about the John Birch Society. Would you kind of give us a little bit of an overview or a quick quick synopsis of the whole deal? Would that work? Could you let us know about that?
Yeah. Well, I would encourage everybody to go to JBS, Jon Birch Society, JBS.org, and we got more materials there than you could possibly digest in a month and a half. I mean, the Jon Birch Society was founded after the World War II to fight communism and to warn the American people about this one world order, new world order, one world government, however you want to phrase it. And everything we're dealing with in this country is that. It's to bring us into a one world government under a new world order. This is not conspiracy theory. George Bush actually got up in the State of the Union address and said, we have the opportunity here to form a new world order, right? And that's exactly what all this COVID nonsense was about. It had nothing to do with the virus. It has to do with just basically submitting everything to the WHO and to the United Nations. So I remember right at the beginning of the pandemic, everybody was like, the new normal, the new normal, the new normal. This is the way it's going to be now. You just need to get used to it. Well, fortunately, nobody really carried that to its furthest extent. So they failed in a lot of ways with this COVID thing and with the push. It's not a conspiracy theory. It is. If you don't believe me, just Google CARES Act 2019, and you will see that Congress was already pushing a coronavirus relief act a year before coronavirus popped up in early 2020. So, I mean, that's the smoking gun. That's all we need to see. How in the world did the Democratic senator from, I think, Connecticut know to submit a CARES Act, 1 year before the CDC even recognized there was this novel coronavirus? So this is a conspiracy. It's not a theory. It is a absolute fact. And now we're on the verge of Biden wanting to sign a pandemic treaty here, this month, I think it is, that they're wanting to push that. So we're fighting a lot of things with the John Birch Society. We're years and years and years ahead of this stuff. So if you join the John Birch Society, you get the New American Magazine that tries to warn people 5-10 years out of what these shysters are trying to do. And if you realize it and you recognize it ahead of time, then you turn on your media and you're like, nah, I ain't buying that. So, we're an intelligence organization and an education organization, and that's what we try to do. We try to get the right information in your hands so you can make a credible decision.
Well, I have just so you know, I have 500 pocket constitutions on the way. I don't think it's going to be enough. So we're gonna take a look and see where we're going to be at after a couple events here in May. We'll be passing them out. I'll be talking to people. I really believe that people need to understand what the Constitution. You go up against these judges that don't have no. I don't believe they like you say, they haven't read it. They don't understand it. And when you go back to it, they have to. They should be. The law should be coming from the Constitution, not from people that made the laws. It should be the Constitution supersedes everything. And I have that right, John?
Yeah. The main thing is what a Constitution does, especially the federal Constitution does. It limits government. I mean, it says here's what you can do and here's what you can't do, and that's what we teach in our Constitution boot camp. So when America won its independence from Britain, and if you read the Treaty of Paris, which was the peace treaty that we signed with King George, first it starts off by saying, "In the name of the Most Holy Trinity, Amen." So much for them not believing you should, religion should have anything to do with government. But then the king went and he declared that he didn't say America was now a sovereign country. He said Pennsylvania was sovereign, Rhode Island was sovereign, Virginia was sovereign. He listed all 13 states by name. And all of those were basically 13 sovereign countries, for lack of a better word. They had nobody outside the state that could tell anybody in that state what to do except we, the people of the state. Well, the Articles of Confederation kind of failed in a couple areas. They wanted to create a new document that would bring the states together, and they did, but they only gave part of their sovereignty up. They said, hey, you can coin some money, you can create some post offices, so there's a whole list listed right there in Article 1, Section 8. And other than that, everything else remains with the states. And that's what the 10th Amendment said. Any power not vested to the federal government under this new compact, remains in the hands of the states and in the hands of the people. So we just need to put Washington back in its place. John Birch uses nullification, which is where our state representatives, they just tell the federal government to go pound salt. I think there's like 15 states that have already passed nullification bills on firearms. And they said none of your federal firearms laws are active in this state, that state, another state. Ohio's got it pending. It just has to go out for a vote right now. That's what we're working on. So nullification is the key. That's one of the big things John Birch Society preaches. Find out what they have the authority to do. Find out what they don't have the authority to do. And anything they're doing they're not allowed to do, or they were not given that grant of power, you just need to tell them to stay in Washington, D.C. and don't bother us and don't bother our people.
That's outstanding. Ohio Brett here live in studio. Dr. Jon Diamond, you're such a great leader, coast to coast, border to border, and I'm so thankful for you. And I know we have Western PA's favorite co-host, Gina's on the line with us as well. Gina, did you have any comments or questions for Dr. Jon Diamond?
Well, I just have a suggestion. Maybe everybody that runs for office should have to take the constitutional class so they understand what the Constitution is and what their, what their duties are before taking that oath, right? Maybe that should be a prerequisite.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, they need that. And one of the things we say in our meetings is your legislatures are like toys at Christmas, some assembly required. I said, well, we're trying to change that. Instead of waiting until they get in office and then trying to instruct them on what their job is, this is what we're doing up and down Western PA and every county from Erie County up in the lake to all the way to the West Virginia border. We're trying to get people into these classes and then draw from that pool of people and just say, okay, now that you know what your job is, we're going to get a team behind you to run for office. So we're looking to take over every these patriot groups primarily. The John Birch Society really doesn't endorse anybody, but what we do is we train people up, and then now the Tea Party or the patriot groups has a pool of people that constitutionalists that they can pick from.
Right. That sounds like a great idea.
It's an excellent idea. I think it's a tremendous idea. I mean, these state representatives that brought Act 77 upon us with this voting law, and John and me have talked about this. It's completely unconstitutional. First off, and they had the right. They had the ability to not certify the vote in the 2020 election. They have the ability to actually. The county commissioners have that ability that they don't have to certify the vote at the county level. So if they would do the right thing and take a look at things, then we probably wouldn't have the problems we are having right now, especially with gas being it's going to be $4 a gallon here real soon. It's $3.85 here in Uniontown. I don't know what it is. What's it? It might be a little cheaper in Ohio.
Just a touch cheaper.
Yeah, but I mean, that's one of the things we got to look at is the economy. We're paying for the people that we voted for, and they're just not doing the job for us. And so it's time we take a look at these state reps, these senators that haven't done what they needed to do. And stand up for stand up in the school board members actually too. Stand up for we the people. It's got to be we the people, and I know Jon Diamond believes that.
Yeah.
So, do you want to conclude with anything, John? We'll give you a few more minutes here. Do you got anything else you want to tell us about?
Well, primarily Western PA, and again, we got a John Birch Society chapter down there in Uniontown. But what we're doing is bringing these Constitution boot camps from the West Virginia border straight up 79 up to Erie. I do have Dr. Douglas Frank, who's on Mike Lindell's election integrity team. I already had him on a 4-night tour of Western PA and Western New York here about a month ago. We're going to be bringing them through again July 11th through the 16th, and we're going to start down there. South of Pittsburgh in Washington County, hopefully bring him up to Butler and then straight up 79 and just wake the people up that, we need to be the government. That's one of Dr. Frank's most important takeaways from his thing. Quit acting like they're the government. You're the government. Be the government.
Yeah. I try to convince the parents that come to the school board meetings the same.
Well,
good.
Yeah, we're working on. Gina and I are working on some things with the Uniontown School District here, and we're looking at some things. And we've had concerned parents on the radio here in the last few weeks, last week, and probably will be again on Friday. Some people, and this is a big thing. I mean, people need to be held accountable for what they do. I mean, and I know that's. Well, Brett and me have talked about this. We're going to probably talk about it again tonight for an hour or so, and then until he passes out probably. And then we're going to, and I know Jon Diamond, you're going to get behind the movement here, We the People, and we're going to try to get things we're going to try to get things moving. That's what we have to do.
Well, I do know that Hillbilly Jon and Dr. Jon Diamond and Gina are 3 great leaders worth following. And Ohio Brett put me in the game, Coach. I love the fact that we can press on, willing to go to all 50 states again in 2024. It'll be 3 years in a row, and I've spoke at your Hillbilly Picnic before, and I know we're going to be promoting that Saturday, July 6th. Save the date, folks. The Hillbilly Picnic. Join Jon Marietta, your Fayette County Recorder of Deeds. It's going to be an amazing day. But we also talked earlier in the show about we're bringing concerts all across America. That is the vision that God gave my life with my tent-making job of fundraising, and I can't wait to get Dr. Jon Diamond down here, Hillbilly Jon on stage. We'll light him up here in Uniontown. We got a whole bunch of great musical acts I can bring in.
We're gonna have an argument about the bluegrass, so we'll have to bring in boys in from West Virginia and Dunbar. So
we got a lot. We got rock and roll. You like rock and roll here, right? Country music, bluegrass, jazz. Hey, we got to unite. There's 2 teams. There's good and there's evil, and we at the local level are uniting like never before. That's why we encourage people to get off the bench and get out into the game. This is a peaceful non-compliance contact sport, but you have got to get into the game. You got to listen to your local radio. You got to plug into Dr. Jon Diamond and the John Birch Society and Brighty on TV and Coach Dave Live. There are people out there doing it, and we can't do it ourselves, but the men and women are getting into the game. And I seen college campuses all over. Hey, it's not just a cesspool. They're playing the game with all the propaganda coming on them. But our children, Proverbs 22:6, we have taught them the right way. So in the most dire situations, they will do the right things when they're older. And we're seeing that across America.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Hey, John, I'm gonna cut you loose right now. We're gonna put you on the bench for a week or so, and we'll get you back on. How's that sound?
Yep, I got a 9-year-old chomping to go to a soccer game, so he's standing at the door waiting for me.
Okay, you take care, stay safe, and I'll see you in a few days.
All right, God bless everybody.
Okay, take care.
Bye.
Brett, there's so much going on. It just seems like we're always busy doing. Do you think that's part of what us being so busy trying to make a living, trying to take care of our families, and then we don't have time just to do the right things?
I couldn't agree more. And Gina probably has some great thoughts on this as well. But look at the distractions. The evil one, Lucifer, has crept in unawares in every single aspect of our lives, from January 6th to the Civil War to the Khazarian Jews to the chemtrails in the sky to the poisons they're putting in the food to the lies of the pharmaceutical to the attack on the most precious thing in the world is that one man, one woman, natural family, beautiful relationship with our children. It has all been attacked. So what I see going to all 50 states, what families are telling me is they're overwhelmed. Where do we start? So one great suggestion might be, let's start with the school boards. And one of the things that I get asked is, wow, okay, don't go to ohiobrett.com, OHIOBRETT.com. Don't go there. I can connect you to families that I met and organizations that are making a difference in Uniontown, PA, Cape Cod, Fort Lauderdale, El Paso, Juneau, Alaska, Hawaii. There are best practices that I've been aware of because I've been traveling. I say thank you. Thank you, God, for letting me travel, because when someone has a question, they feel overwhelmed. And I said, no way. You got a great team. Can I please connect you? That's one of my assignments, is connecting others to the help they need in whatever category it is, and truth.
Yeah,
it is. I have a caller on the line, another caller on the line. Crystal, you with us?
I am. How are you?
We're doing good. Crystal, you're on speakerphone?
I am. Yep. How are you doing?
We're doing great. Hey, Crystal is having an event this Saturday in Dunbar. And Dunbar is a little town that I lived in Dunbar. The Mariettas are from Dunbar originally. So we had a store there. My grandparents, my great aunt and uncle, my great grandfather, and they had a newspaper stand. They sold everything that people don't. I mean, newspapers, cigarettes, and tobacco was the what they made their money on. So I guess we were politically incorrect, and just as I am now. But anyways, one of the things I want to tell everybody, Dunbar is a beautiful. It's a little town, and it needs a lot of help. And they're having a meat bash, right?
Yes.
I got that right?
Yes,
So tell us about this. This is something new that I haven't heard about yet.
it is. So it's like a cash bash, but it's a meat bash. So we are giving away like $10,000 in prizes, meat bundles, so pork, beef, chicken, with some Blackstone griddles, gas grills, Ninja fryers, air fryers, cash various times, and the whole purpose of it is to support Dunbar Community Fest. So we're in our 21st year. We are a 501c3 nonprofit officially now, and I know that you've been part of Community Fest as well.
I have.
All about that.
I think I took last year. I think I took down I don't know 40 or 50 dozen ears of corn, and people were asking me how much the corn was, and I said, well, it was given to me, so I'm going to give it out to you. And people started bagging up corn and taking it, and I tell you what, it was on a Saturday, and the crowd was fantastic, and I limited everybody to 6 ears, and it didn't take long. They were all gone. That's how many people were in Dunbar that day. So.
Well, you got me hungry there. Ohio Brett heard that Hillbilly Jon took down 40 things of corn. I'm thought, is that a eating challenge? Because I'm in. Ohio versus PA. We could raise a lot of money for the community fest.
I think we need to do wings, huh, Crystal?
Yes, right. Community Fest is almost quadrupled in size. We estimated about 4,000 people last year, which is way bigger than we have been. So we have to raise a lot of money to make that happen, which is kind of how our whole bash thing came about. And we are having it this Saturday. It's at West Lacering Fire Department. And we have tickets remaining, so we need people to buy our tickets.
That's a fantastic idea, though, giving out, like, meat instead of, things that people might not use. So.
And for people who want to buy tickets, where can they go to buy tickets?
So you can reach out on our Facebook page, Dunbar Community Fest. It's really simple. You can't miss that one. Or if you want to call the funeral home, Burhan's Cross Funeral Home, you can call me there. 724-277-8514, or the funeral home Facebook page. And we have tons of stuff planned for the bash. You don't have to be present to win. There are bonuses. But if you just want to buy a ticket to support us, you can do that too. We've got not only all of the raffle things, but we have a lot of support from our community, from our fest committee, from businesses. We've got a really good Chinese auction. We've got 50-50. We've got really fun games planned. We have an inflatable cash booth, which I'm personally very excited about.
She's so excited about this cash booth. She's calling me she's texting me real early this morning, and I'm thinking what's going on here? And we're friends. But anyways, my wife says, who's texting you already? And I says, well, Crystal's going to have a cash booth, and I guess you got to win to get in a cash booth, right?
Well, we have a couple of options. We're currently playing around with it right now. I'm not even going to lie to you. I kind of have it inflated in the funeral home, and it's really tall, and a little taller than I expected. But it is. We might have a couple of options. You may be able to pay to get in and or win to get in, so to be determined. But it is fun. It is so much fun to get in. You have to come just to get in the cash booth. It is so much fun. It's worth it just to do that, I'm telling you. Come support Community Fest and get in the cash booth.
And the Community Fest is, it's out. I tell you what, it's a really good time. They have bands on Friday night, usually. I assume that's what you're going to do. They usually have bluegrass bands. Then they usually have more modern type of music, country music or other kinds of music on Saturday. And like I said, last year I had 50 dozen ears of corn, and I'll tell you what, people were couldn't believe that I was giving away corn. So I mean, but anyways, if you're there, more than likely you'll get to eat a hot dog with the hillbilly because the hillbilly likes hot dogs. So, but anyways, please support these people. They do so much work, and it's just a little community in Fayette County, and I'm really impressed how everything turns out.
Thank you.
Crystal, real quick, where do you get such a thing, a cash booth to rent?
So, well, we actually purchased our own. You believe it or not, you can buy one on Amazon. You can buy anything on Amazon.
Are you willing to rent that out for a day?
Sure.
Just asking.
Yeah.
I'll have to get in contact with you because I think that's a great addition to any fundraiser because
Absolutely.
I think if you sell tickets, people will be dying to buy tickets to go in there, and you can buy, even maybe draw multiple. The first person gets first dibs, second person gets second dibs or whatnot.
Yeah, I'm telling you, once you get in it, it's kind of addictive. You want to do it again and again.
Yeah.
Well,
I know, because it's like the Chuck E. Cheese ticket grabber, right?
Yes, very much so, yes.
So one more time, Crystal, where can you still have tickets left? I know you said you had 30 or 35 left this morning, and where can they get tickets?
So you can reach out to our Facebook page at Dunbar Community Fest. You can also reach out to me. The easiest way is to go to the Dunbar, or you can go to Burhan's Krause Funeral Home's Facebook page, or you can even call the funeral home. The funeral home phone number is 724-277-8514, and we can take electronic payments. We can take cash. We'll get a committee member to you. We will get to you. We will get you a ticket, I promise. We'll find a way to get to you.
I expect you're going to have a pretty big turnout on Saturday at West Layson Ring.
Yes, and we're going to have Nick Polito there doing music. We're going to have Dos Boys Barbecue. We're going to have pulled pork, brisket, fried chicken, baked beans, hot slaw, parsley potatoes, salad, cake, beer, wine, pop. It's going to be a really good time. You get 2 numbers on a ticket. It's going to be fun.
Okay. And they can go to the Dunbar Community Fest Facebook page and get tickets. And that's the important thing. And I shall talk to you later. Gina's going to have you on Friday, and we'll go from there. You can call it Friday, and we can navigate this one more time. How's that?
Perfect. Sounds good. I appreciate it.
I'll do anything for you.
Thank you.
Just give me all you got to do is give me a call. But anyways, you take care.
Thanks, you too.
Believe it or not, we only got 4 minutes left, Brett. This went that fast.
It will always go fast, and I'm just so thankful to be here in Uniontown, PA. We've got a wonderful church we'll be speaking at tonight.
And one tomorrow night.
And one tomorrow night, and John's going to take me around the town. We got some boys to go have some breakfast with tomorrow, and I'll look forward to stopping by the high school and introducing myself, and because I do high school booster group fundraising all over America, but I'm thankful to be in Uniontown, PA today.
So
I have a question for you, Brett.
Gina.
Yes.
Since you do high school fundraising, would you consider doing youth football fundraising?
I would love to. I would love to contact me, and I have a wonderful menu of fundraising, speaking programs with sports speakers, a golf experience, honor walks, and we have a new one, Gina. Gina might be perfect for this. Can you believe all over America, they want Ohio Brett to host dance parties, and these moms are forming teams of 5, and dads say, wait, I can dance good. Well, the dads can't dance that well, but you raise pledges, and it's a dance-a-thon. So there's lots of creative things to do, and also the concert experience that we're launching all over America. Yes, Gina.
We're hoping to get, we're going to get over 1,000 people there next year. We know that. We know that already.
It'll be great. But Gina, just reach out. I would love to talk, and we'll have some fun fundraising.
Oh, for sure. I will for sure. And then I have some dancers for you because I'm sure the cheerleaders can help out with that.
Oh my gosh, it's scalable to infinity, but in the world of fundraising, never be afraid of starting small, and it becomes an annual tradition, because that's what's so great about sports as a backdrop. Sports is one of the things that makes our communities come together. All race, color, and creed, center, left, and center, right, uniting to watch their sports teams play.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I
absolutely.
I love football. I always loved football. I mean, I was never I was never really a Penn State fan, but my dad was, and he always rooted. Terry Bradshaw was one of my favorite quarterbacks. I will admit that.
Well, we'll got some surprises because that is the model with the Ohio Brett and Friends concert experience. It's marrying the best of sports and music, because no matter where we're at in America, we can always invite the former players and let them be reintroduced to the on stage in between musical acts. It's such a beautiful blend. And our first Ohio Brett and Friends community concert, Toledo, Ohio, August 25th. August 25th, doors will open at noon. We'll be having live music till 8 o'clock. The whole community's coming, and I'll take that model and take it to towns all across America. If it's in God's will, I want to stay obedient to His will in my life, but there's so many needs with fundraising, and you let the local group sell the tickets. The local groups sell the tickets, so there's a revenue stream that is very powerful.
Well, hey, we only got 50 seconds left, and if you got time, come out to Solid Foundation Ministries in West Ring on top of the hill tonight. And as always, I close my show with this. On this road called life, you have to take the good with the bad. Smile when you're sad, love what you got, and remember what you had. Always forgive, but never forget. People change. Things go wrong. Just remember, the ride goes on.
The ride goes on.
God bless each and every one of you. I'm Jon Marietta. I am the Hillbilly. Have a wonderful day.
70 degrees outside our Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law Studio. CBS News at 5 is on the way next at your local station, WMBS Uniontown.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Monica Ricks. Former President Trump's criminal trial won't resume again till Thursday, when former fixer Michael Cohen's expected to take the stand again for more testimony. But today, prosecutors lob more questions about those hush money payments.